Hey guys, if you look around, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous winter day, and I want to talk to you today on today's On the Dock with Doc. I want to talk to you about taking advantage of these opportunities. And I'll tell you, we're facing the worst conditions we want. If you look around, you're going to see that the water clarity is just horrible. It's not quite soup, but it's definitely less than 1 foot of visibility. The water temperature is down in the 40s. It's about 42. And we're sitting here on Fort Pickett Reservoir today, the 15th of February at about noon. And so what I want to tell you about is how to take advantage of those, because even though we have the worst conditions in the water, the weather conditions couldn't be better. We're going to top out today at about 60 degrees. We're ahead of a really strong cold front. Tomorrow we'll be lucky if it gets to 42 degrees. It's supposed to snow. And so when these days come up, even better if there's a warming trend to help stabilize for 2 or 3 days, it'd be better. But there was a window of time today that we're able to get out here and really do some damage to these winter time fishing. And what I want to do is tell you some of the baits that we're using today. As you can tell, there's a little bit of wind. Very seldom do we ever get out this time of year and not see some. Right here's one of the baits that were used, Doc's Evolution. It's got 3 swim baits, and if you're going to notice, key on this one today is I had one that was slightly different than the other one. And even though this water clarity is not that good, they could really feel that vibration. This is a brand new bait that we're going to be coming out with in a soft plastic possibly in the future. I did some modifications to our standard Evolution where I've got these shad colored big willow leaf blades where I can really slow roll that today. The other thing that I did pretty well with today, and it's a wintertime staple for most of you guys, is slow rolling a spinnerbait. This is a brand new spinnerbait that's going to come out about the 1st of April. It's really strong. It's going to come in 2 sizes, 3/8 and a 1/2 ounce. I prefer the 1/2 ounce in the wintertime because it's able to keep it down and slow roll it a little bit better. But once the grass starts coming up and you want a little more lift, I recommend you get the 3/8 ounce version. When we're in these water conditions, you know, these bass, they've had to live this way for about the last 2 or 3 months, probably the longest I've seen this fishery stay this stained, and they adapt to it. And so what we want to do today is we wanted to make sure that we utilize that lateral line. You know, these guys know vibrations in the water, and get them to be able to sense our bait before they can get to it and then be able to see it when they got in close. And obviously you understand how the Doc's Evolution works. Had a lot of luck with the storm wigglewort today in a fluorescent chartreuse color, and that's primarily due to the watercolor. This one runs about 8 to 10 feet. The same thing in one of my custom crankbaits. This is a Lucky Craft Fat CB that runs about 8 feet deep in a perch color. They really liked that today. We got into a little bit of a schooling frenzy. And another new bait that I don't know if we'll come out with it. This is for you guys that are familiar with a punch skirt. This is a homemade jig that I make. It's a slip rig, and it's basically similar to the punch skirts that you're used to. And I add rattles on this. I have a real subtle bait. This is a reaction beaver. Also in this water, even though it's cold, I like to use a Pit Boss Havoc because it's got a lot of action and they can feel it. And that right there, I can sit there and put it in the strike zone and sit there and shake it, and they can hear that clacking. And it's you know, it gives a little bit of profile. It's not so big that they don't want to eat it in this cold water, and so it does pretty good. You know, these fish aren't out there suspended in space. Today they're near the bluff areas, which is typical wintertime fishing in approximately 7 to 10 feet of water. I'm sure if we fish a little bit longer today, which we intend to do, we're going to see them slide into the bank probably for a short while, and hopefully we get into some even better action. The other bait that we did real well with today, and is rather small, was a chatterbait with a Lake Fork fluke on the back of it, and that did real good. And a big reason with that is that is because of the vibrations. One of the things that a lot of you guys do, especially in your deep, clear water that you've got out there in some of your home waters, you're going to see that you can do the same thing with these fish at position on these ledges and so forth. They've got some really good chatterbaits that are up in 3/4 and 1 ounce, and I didn't need those today. This is a really shallow water fishery. There's probably only a couple places it drops into about 16 feet. It averages probably about 9 feet, and so I didn't really need that. But that's what I use when I want to get out in the wintertime and take advantage of these beautiful conditions and go out and catch some of those large wintertime bass. So until next time, God bless you, take care, and have a great day on the water.